Just try it again. There you go.
Alright.
Well, you just jumped ahead, so.
Alright.
Yep.
Here we are loosening the bolts on our tires. I want to make a note that you always gotta break the lugs loose before you take them off. Break the lugs loose on your tire before you pull them out, before you lift the car or van or whatever you got. Here we got a 2008 Honda Odyssey. We're going to do the front brakes on. So the first thing I had done was loosen the lugs. Then I went ahead and jacked up the van so that way you don't have to fight a free spinning wheel. Tire off. Next thing we're going to do is try to break these free. As you can see in the back, for a future reference, there's your oil filter behind there. Makes easy access if you ever want to change your oil. There's a little nut here, and I believe it's a number 14 socket. Easiest way I found to break the seal on this is to take the inside nut here with a cheaper wrench rather than an expensive socket wrench. Should be able to, with a little bit of oomph, break it free. Sometimes it takes a little more effort. Coming free. These bolts, as we found, we've already done the other side. Get in there. Sorry.
Okay, it's still locked.
All right. Go ahead and loosen up these bolts here. There's the bolt. There's a separate nut right here you have to hold on to. Once you break them loose, sometimes they'll have thread locker, sometimes they won't. Then they seem to unscrew pretty easily. Go. Now, just go ahead and slide this out.
Caliper.
Check your calipers. Looks like calipers are in decent condition. Go ahead and set your caliper up here it's a good base to work on. When you pull off your brake pads, you want to make sure you know which one is which. This one on the outside does not have a wear indicator. So this one, and as you can see by the line, needed some tension. One on the back should, if I remember right, have a wear indicator on the top. There we go. See the two holes from where the thing hit? Here's your wear indicator. As you can see, we're just short of their wear indicator there. So we hadn't quite got to that one. We had done the other side, and it had passed the wear indicator. A little bit uneven, but not too much. Next thing you want to do,
Inspect them.
is check your tabs. Make sure everything holds it into place is good. Okay. Check your shock sliders. Make sure they slide well. You don't have to worry about those if they're in good repair. Next thing I want to do is compress my caliper. Now, take one of these brake pads and you stick it on the back of the caliper, because this is a twin caliper. As you can see, there's two pistons, so it's a dual piston caliper. And I'm going to measure it up to where I can get somewhat close. Use a giant C-clamp for this process. Makes it real easy. You center your caliper on the back. In the double ones, this back nut in the front. Center it up.
It's back.
Alright, we're back. Technical difficulties. Here we have the two pistons on this caliper, and it's finally centered with the help of an assistant, because it's
It's a two-person job.
two-person job. Could be one really skilled person job. So all I'm doing is clamping down, and it's compressing these calipers to where they're flush with this main set here. So there we are, flush, and we loosen it up. And now, as you can see, piston is flush, which is where we want it. So I'm going to set it here, move my stuff out of the way, spray it down a little,
Yep.
clean it up.
Let me show the.
Level of the brake fluid should have come up.
Yep.
And what we're going to do is I'm going to spray this down.
I'm going to try taking that off and cleaning the pistons.
And then we're
Getting
going
them
to
clean.
pull.
Yep.
Clean the piston. Clean these pistons here. It's all nice and clean. That way it works real well. It's easily a two-person job, but since we're videotaping for you, try to do it mostly one person. Now, time for the new brakes. First thing I want to do is get my grease. On the back we got two pistons, and this is the, make sure the wear tab is where you're taking it off. It's going to be on the back on the top, and where the two pistons are, we're going to grease it up, pretty much this whole metal plate. Here, just kind of push it in, work it in. Next point has 3 contact points, one in the center and on each end. This is our outer. Hopefully it'll go in just as easy as that other one did. Twist them out and push it in. It should slide right in. Just figured that one out, putting it in on the back side. Come around here. Hopefully everything's compressed in enough to slide these back in. Gonna get a little Loctite thread locking compound. Maybe. Gonna get the bugs that keep biting us. Got it. Pretty much just have to tighten these back up. Once I tighten these bolts back up, I should be able to press the brake pedal in. It'll seat the brakes into the area. It'll also push the brake fluid back down. Since we didn't open up any of our brake line other than the main reservoir, we should not be getting any kind of air, so we do not need to bleed our brakes. That is a major thing. Bleeding brakes is difficult. Not too difficult, but it's very time consuming. Thread lock on the next one. Bolt find its home. That's everything. Just have to make sure to tighten down your bolts. Make sure everything's tight. Throw the wheel back on before you drop it down, your jack down, and you should be good to go.